We put the X back in sex, or back in more X-Men movies, whichever. We've got Robert Kirkman promising that Walking Dead Season 4 will have more Robert Kirkman, and news about District 9 + 1 = 10 coming up on Monstrosity. Welcome to Monstrosity, the show that covers the juicy tidbits in the world of pop culture. We shot early this week because we're off to Comic-Con. Yep, I'll fit right in. The X-Men film franchise is chugging along nicely with The Wolverine due out this summer and X-Men Days of Future Past coming in 2014. Well, according to The Hollywood Reporter, 20th Century Fox is planning to bring more mutants to the big screen with the adaptation of the comic book spin-off X-Force. Excited about this excellent news? Aw yeah. If you're unfamiliar with what X-Force is, allow me to quickly explain. Conceived by writer-illustrator Rob Liefeld, whose artwork of the team can be seen here, the original concept of X-Force was a group of mutants, many of whom were former students at the School for Gifted Youngsters, that took a more proactive approach to helping mutant kind than Professor X's X-Men, but through less evil means than Magneto's Brotherhood, putting them essentially at odds with both sides. Were you paying attention to me or to the bad anatomy in that artwork? To bring X-Force to the big screen, Fox has tapped Kick-Ass 2 director Jeff Wadlow to write the script, and he may also direct. More news as it develops. Neil Blomkamp is the director of the Matt Damon Jodie Foster flick Elysium, due in theaters August 9th. His first sci-fi flick was District 9. If you enjoyed it like I did, you've probably been dying for District 10 to see if Blomkamp had a long-term vision or was just throwing things up on the screen. I mean, will Blomkamp tie that strange alien biology in with that ridiculous plot thread in which the main character was intended to randomly walk into a random hut and randomly pick up a random vial and spray it in his face in a random manner? That's a lot of random. Plot contrivances aside, District 9 was a fun flick, and the final battle scene alone is worth the price of admission. Word is that not only does Blomkamp have an 18-page treatment for District 10, but that he turned down a Star Wars movie to make it. According to Rob Keyes at Screen Rant, X-Men Days of Future Past producer Simon Kinberg, who is also developing standalone Star Wars spin-offs, approached Blomkamp gingerly with a Star Wars opportunity, but Blomkamp passed on it in order to focus on smaller original projects. If Elysium does turn out to be the box office juggernaut it looks to be, we can expect District 10 sometime around 2015. If you are waiting to catch up on The Walking Dead for some unknown reason, because that shit is good, yo. If you haven't watched it yet, it's time to turn off this episode. Spoiler alert! There are fans of Robert Kirkman's comic series, The Walking Dead, who have voiced their displeasure with just how far AMC's television adaptation has strayed from its source material. Many of them are upset with things like Andrea's character being killed off this last season and overall being less badass than her comic book counterpart. Or like Tyrese leaving the prison after like one episode and joining the governor's camp. And something about Rick on the show just doesn't seem quite right, but I can't put my fingers on it. Can anyone give me a hand? Can't seem to get it at the moment. Thank you, comic book version of the governor. Seriously, who else thought it would have been great if Merle had been the one to cut off Rick's hand? Honestly, I thought that's what they were going for. Well, in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kirkman has revealed that Season 4 will be closer to the comic than previous seasons and will be, quote, more focused on who those characters are and what they're going through. End quote. While I won't spoil anything else, I can say that this doesn't necessarily bode well for anyone in the cast. Don't go spending all that fancy acting money, Michonne. The Walking Dead will return to AMC in October of 2013. That's it for this episode. We'll be back next week to violate your eyes, ears, and your nose right here on Monstrosity.